UC Law. You all are the face of alumni engagement in our alumni association, and we really appreciate how much time and energy you put into each of your groups. I am gonna be a part of a forum on Thursday at the law school, and I was kind of preparing remarks, and I thought about how none of this existed 2-3 years ago, and it has grown tremendously thanks to you all and what you've created, and to Hayden, Charles, and Hannah for all that they do. A few things to note. The date is set for spring week. You all probably, hopefully, got your magazine, the first magazine that we put out in about, I think, 4 or 5 years. Super proud of it. On the back cover was the save the date for spring week. It is April 1st through the 7th. We have a website, a skeleton website that you can check out. The highlights that will be happening at Spring Week are a day of giving, our third day of giving, led by Hayden Reynolds. We will also have the pop-up shop on campus, which continues to just be very, very successful.
May have frozen just for a little bit, but Meredith was talking about the pop-up shop. You are. You're good. You're talking about the pop-up shop, Meredith, and how successful it was. Go ahead.
$1,000 in about an hour and a half. So we are hoping to have it at Spring Week as well. And then on Friday of Spring Week, led by Hannah Athanasios, we have our City Hall event. We're changing it up a little bit this year. We will have the San Francisco Gay Men's Choir opening up our City Hall event on the steps, which will just be spectacular. We will also have our first ever Alum of the Year at that event, and we will have a full bar and music, and it's just going to be absolutely wonderful. And then Saturday, we will have our reunion milestone jazz brunch on campus. For those that are celebrating 5, 10, 25, and 50 years for their reunion. And then pending Saturday or Sunday, we're not sure yet, led by Charles Wolin, will be the home opener weekend for the Giants versus the Padres. It'll be a VIP experience. It's going to be absolutely wonderful. We have a great relationship with the Giants. And this year, something that we're going to be adding will be an opportunity for alumni to sponsor students, to have student tickets, because we really think that students would absolutely love to be a part of this. So that will be a new addition to Spring Week. So a lot of exciting things going on. There's, I'm sure Charles will talk about the events coming up for the chapters and affinity groups. We are full steam ahead and happy to answer any questions that you all may have about Spring Week or anything else alumni engagement related during the Q&A portion. Thank you all so much for all you do.
Thanks so much, Meredith. Coach Prime, appreciate it. Also, I want to welcome Barbara Diallo and Jane Pandel. Thanks for joining the call as well. All right, so we're going to quickly dive in to some chapter event updates, and I'm just going to share my screen with you. Just hold on one moment here. Okay, and if I can present here, that would be great. Thanks. Okay, perfect. Well, again, welcome to our Chapter and Affinity Group Summit. Thank you all for being here. This is a little overview of the day. Meredith just gave a welcome and some updates. I'm going to chat a little bit about events that are going on right now. And currently, we are primarily setting up our holiday happy hours for the month of December. And so those are happening in downtown LA, Inland Empire, Palm Springs, Denver, Austin, West LA, and San Francisco. So we're very excited about those. We also launched our Latinx Alumni Council in September of 2023 under Maria Dominguez and Catalina Lozano's leadership. And I just want to give a spotlight now to Maria as well to chat a little bit about that event. And for those on the call that don't know this, and I just confirmed this last week, but the Latinx Alumni Council technically is actually 55 years old, dating back to 1969. And they changed their name 3 times as a student organization. And they have been doing a lot of work behind the scenes as more of kind of an unofficial chapter. But we really wanted to make sure that the alumni and advancement department could officialize what the work that they've been doing over the many, many years and the strong very engaged alumni base has been doing. So I just wanted to give a huge shout out to Maria and give a spotlight to Maria. If you'd like to say a few words about that event, I will show the picture after this slide. But actually, you know what? I'm so excited. I'm going to show it now.
Let's do it. Hi, everyone. I'm Maria Dominguez from the class of 2013 and calling in from Concord today. And first, I want to give a huge thanks to Charles and the entire alumni office team, Anna, Meredith. We couldn't have done this without the support of your office. I also want to give a shout out to David Casarrubias, who helped us get sponsorship from Handsome Bridget. We had over 40 people, and I know there's some people who had to come early and leave early. So there's certainly at least I think 10 more than what you see here. We had a lovely afternoon and evening with Professor and our former Dean, Leo Martinez. So excited to do this official launch following, like what Charles said, we've been unofficially an alumni group. And, starting in 2010, we started having annual alumni dinners on campus. So we're really excited to generate more excitement around getting together and connecting with our Latinx alums throughout the US and the world. So looking forward to connecting with the different geographic chapters to get the word out that, there's a chapter hopefully near you, wherever you are. And we want to take our council kind of on the road. So we're working with the LA chapter. We've had some preliminary conversations, and I do see, I think I saw you that you were here. Rodolfo. Hi, Rodolfo. Yes, to have an event in Southern California, because we know there's a lot of Latinx, Latino alums in Southern California. So really looking forward to putting on more events. And one last thing I'll mention is that we help fundraise to support our Latin American Law Students Association. They just had their day at law school this past Saturday. So that's something else that I know a lot of alums are excited about, giving back. And I know that's on the agenda about Giving Tuesday and whatnot. So yeah, really excited to meet you all, and let me know if you have
Perfect. Can you still hear me, Maria? All right. Cool. Well, I also wanted to say thank you, Maria, very much for that. And please keep the ideas coming along. There's no such thing as a bad idea. So just a quick reminder here, if we could, everybody could mute, that would be great. And fantastic. So if you're not muted, please mute. Thank you very much. Thank you. If you could mute, that would be great. So moving forward, I just want to go over some new happenings and best practices here. So we're all under one roof now, and we're centralizing and moving away from chapter email accounts, and everything will come from our alumni at uclawsf.edu. There has been a change in that. And so we're kind of moving away from the chapter email accounts. It's just time to centralize and to be all together as a team, as a group. And while we're moving away from the chapter email accounts, those email accounts are still available and accessible to you if you would like to use them. You know, we still will support our chapter leaders, and however our chapter leaders want to move through in order to organize. I also want to make another shout out saying that all folks are automatically opted into a regional chapter with their email address. So for instance, if you're in Orange County or on the border of Orange County and Los Angeles, we've also put you in Orange County and Los Angeles as a group. For instance, if you're in San Diego, you're automatically in the San Diego group. If you are in San Francisco, you're automatically opted into San Francisco and our Contra Costa group. And so that's kind of a little bit about how folks are opted in. Give me just a second here. I'm going to stop sharing for just a moment here to get myself a little bit further organized. If you will, just had to mute somebody there. Again, if we could all be muted, that would be great. All right, let me go back to sharing here for you. Perfect. So awesome. Okay, so as you can see here, we're all under one roof. Everyone's automatically opted into the regional chapter emails, and we're focusing on our online network. Our online network is really important to us. We've made some really big headway and strides with the online network. And we're also going to be doing further direct invites to the online network via a pilot program that I've actually just been finalizing with Hannah this last week and Maria. And the idea is to get everybody on the online network with a strong, strongly worded and warm invite. If you don't know what the online network is, Hannah's going to tell you all about it after I'm done here. It's basically our own LinkedIn. It's basically our own world, and we can use it how we want. And we've, again, made some awesome strides on the online network. There's a lot of cool numbers to tell you about. We've got a high level of engagement there. A couple other things that I'm going to run down. We're going to be involved in Giving Tuesday in 2023. Hayden's going to talk about that, and also the way that he has been growing Giving Tuesday. And then just lastly, chapter expansion exploration is on hold until 2024 here. So we'll revisit that in 2024. Right now, there's not really a need to expand at this point. We have 21 chapters and affinity groups for our standalone public law school, and that's pretty significant as it is. And in 2024, we will do some exploration, probably in the Pacific Northwest, to test those waters and to see if we can get really good chapter leaders such as yourselves to be able to lead potential groups up in those areas. And then moving forward here to my last slide, just wanted to say that this is teamwork at its finest. These are all volunteer-led and run groups. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then again, it's a pleasure to forge the connection, build community here, bring high-leveled up, impactful engagement to our alumni through these groups. And just a note, I'm going to be away for a couple weeks here in November, and Meredith will be helping me out. Same with Hannah. And so if you need anything, please let me know before the end of the week. Would love to get your event up and running, potentially before the end of the week if possible. If you would like to do a holiday happy hour, or revert to January. So that's all I got on this side of things. Thanks for that. I'm happy to take some questions at all about the chapter email accounts or the online network, or about chapter expansion. I also wanted to add a couple of notes about chapter leadership here. Wanted to welcome onto the call David Casarubias, who Maria mentioned helped sponsor the Latinx alumni event, but David Casarubias is also not just a Alumni Association Board of Governor, but he has stepped up to be the San Francisco chapter leader. So thank you, David, for your continued leadership. I don't know how many, and you're also an adjunct faculty member here. So there's about 6 roles that he does, and very grateful for that. And then also wanted to add that we're looking for a new chapter leader in Houston, Texas. We sent a note last week to all folks in that area. Unfortunately, our chapter leader is moving on to a new gig, and Max Paderewski, who did a wonderful job. And we're looking for a new chapter leader. If anyone has a friend or knows somebody in the Houston, Texas area that might want to represent UC Law San Francisco, formerly known as Hastings, in their region, their locale, start maybe doing a happy hour once every 6 months, or just once a year is fine too. That works as well. Just to get it going, please let me know, because we would love to have a chapter leader in that area. So I think that's it from me. I'm going to now send it over, I think, back to Meredith for a bit of an advancement update, unless you felt like you gave your full report there.
I gave my full report, but definitely I think a great opportunity for you all to ask questions about what Charles said about the streamlining of the emails, where I think that it's a great next step for the Chapter Affinity Group program. And then any questions y'all have for Charles before Hannah and Hayden give their rocket updates.
Perfect. Well, happy to take some questions if you think about them at the end. Also, to David's point, yes, big shout out to SF Chapter Co-Chair Raul Gonzalez and Andrew Angelis, who is not on this call. All 3 of them are Board of Governors members as well. So I'm going to send it over to my colleague Hannah, who's done an excellent job with our online network to tell you the latest and greatest on our online network. We frequently get all sorts of requests to do this thing and that thing, and post this job and post this thing. And this is what our online network does. This is the future. This is what we're working towards. It's an important piece of what we're building. I know that sometimes, logging onto an extra website or this thing or that thing can be hard, but it's very inviting. Hannah and I have actually been chatting. We learn something new about the website every single day, which is really neat. So over to you, Hannah, to give an update on numbers and what's going on the online network.
Thank you for the introduction, Charles, and thank you all for joining. Can everyone hear me okay? Yes. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can go through the online network together. I'm sure you all have heard by now, we have this fabulous new resource on our hands. I'm happy to let y'all know that we hit a big initial engagement goal, but we're still, trying to really get people on there. The more people that use it, the more effective it becomes. So here it is. It kind of almost is like LinkedIn meets Facebook almost. But today I really want to focus on how you can best utilize it to promote your events and chapters and affinity groups. So I'm going to go ahead in the group page. You can see we've created a group for every single chapter and affinity group. If you're not seeing it up here, it's because these are just the ones that I personally created, and then Charles went ahead and created the rest of them. We split it up. So we can go into any of the groups. Let's look at the New York alumni chapter because we have a few people on there. There's going to be a group feed where anyone can post anything that they want. You can look through the members, you can look through any photos that have been posted, and then you can look through events, which is going to bring me to, to the events page. Okay, so we can see we have a few of our holiday happy hours already posted on here. We can go ahead and click the event. You'll be able to register to the event through this by clicking the links. You can see a description, the time, the contacts of the group leaders. But what I really want to focus on is how you can best promote the events. So I can go, let me see one of the events. Let me see this one. I'm not sure if I'm able to edit any of these since Charles posted them, but I can edit this one, I think. Here we go. So I know this isn't a chapter affinity group event, but this is an event that I posted. And so what you're going to want to do when y'all are posting your group events on here is you're going to want to select that you want to invite an audience. And when you do that, you can do it based on a specific criteria, or you can just invite everyone if that's what you choose. And then we're going to probably want to send them an email invitation unless they've already gotten a bunch of email invitations about the event. You can invite the audience based on a specific criteria. So say I'm doing a San Francisco chapter happy hour event right now. I'm going to want to go into their affiliation, alumni, and then I'll go to location here, type San Francisco. And once I hit save, that'll send an invitation out to all of our San Francisco alumni or any alum that indicated that they're in San Francisco. So that's a really important thing to do because, you know, then people are really staying up to date on their events. And then we can also post them in the groups. So that is a great way of just keeping people engaged. Again, the more people that use the network, the more effective it becomes. We have people emailing us all the time asking about, you know, oh, are there any events going on in this area, any going on in this area? And this is just a great place to keep it all so that everyone can always see what's going on and be included in everything. Would love to answer any questions. I know that wasn't a super in-depth view of what the network does, but we wanted to focus it on our groups and events today. So yeah, I don't know how to stop. Okay, there we go. Does anyone have any questions?
Not a question, but
Okay.
just a point of praise for Hannah. So just to give you all some context, all major law schools use, it's called Graduate. That's who this is through. And we implemented it in January of this year. And the goal Hannah was talking about, it usually takes 8% engagement, which means how many faculty, staff, students, alumni are invited that actually accept and start using it. And usually it takes over a year for schools to reach 8% engagement. Not at UC Law SF. Hannah has helped us get to 8% engagement in a matter of 9 months through a lot of strategic planning and hard work and relentless efforts of posting flyers in elevators at the law school and making flyers to hand out. And I would probably say guerrilla marketing at a
Yeah.
to get people. If you see Hannah at a board meeting or at any Zoom meeting, she's probably asking if you're on our alumni network. So I just want to say this was something that was requested by almost, I've been here now for about 4.5 years, and alumni and students wanted something like this, and we didn't have something like this as comprehensive. And Hannah has managed in the past 9 months to make this a reality. So I just want to recognize her, and it's just the start. This is going to continue to grow and develop and flourish for our alumni community. But thank you so much, Hannah, for leading us in this effort. It's really an exciting tool.
Thank you, Meredith. That's very nice. And thank you to you all. I think most, if not all of you, have been pretty engaged on there and created profiles. But as she said, yeah, we will be having these flyers. Oh, my background is blurred, so it's not showing. But we have these little flyers, and moving forward, any events that we're at, we're going to have a bunch of those. They have the QR codes, so folks can join really easily from their phones. They can register via LinkedIn, so it'll just pull all their information, and it's really a really easy process. So we're really excited about that. And then I didn't really show it when I shared my screen, but there's a really built directory where you can look people up by any query, really. So I can look someone up. I can say I want an alumni who was in the class of 1999 and lives in Seattle and was a LEOP student or something like that. You know, you can filter by student org, by class year, location, by the type of work that they do. So it's really great. And there's a lot of students on there that are hungry to talk to some of y'all, and you can go check them out and do flash mentoring with them, like have coffee chats or help them with their resumes or introduce them to connections and things like that. So we're really excited about it.
Hannah, I have a question. That
Sure.
it looks like a really great tool. I just saw it for the first time. I've been, doing the 6 at 6 with the student. Is that something I can do through this tool, or is it not? Or do we still the old way where we contact the president of the society or whatever?
I think that's still done through UClass, the formerly ASUCH, the student leadership group. But we can definitely, I know they post on their social medias when they're soliciting students to sign up for 6 at 6s. So that's a great thing that we can post on there. I mean, we can say, hey, we're looking for students to attend this 6 at 6. Anyone who's interested in, this field, please sign up. And we can filter the students by what their interests and career aspirations are too. So we'll be able to find them easier that way.
Okay. All right. So right now it's still the ASUCH.
Yeah, it's still through them.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Tracy?
How strong is the security or filtering process for people? I mean, can any random person?
No, so we have well, first of all the advancement staff or the alumni engagement staff has full administrative control, and we can essentially see everything. We're not checking, but we can see everything that goes on in there in case, someone is messaging someone and they don't want to be messaged or something like that. So we have complete power over that. And then we also pre-populated the site with all of our alumni, staff, faculty, and student email addresses that we had on record. So if you sign up with an email address that we pre-populated the site with, you get automatically approved. And if you sign up with an email that we didn't register, we have to manually approve you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
No problem.
And I just want to note, there was just a really big push from Hannah to our students about signing up for Graduate and seeking mentors for Flash mentoring. I don't know if you know the exact number, Hannah, but there are hundreds of students on the platform who are seeking mentorship, have questions about resumes, just about jobs, about careers. So would highly encourage you all to use the platform to go in and just see who needs a quick chat. It's not an official mentor program. We like to call it flash mentoring. But in the past 2 weeks, Hannah did the push, and there's quite a few students who are hungry to connect with engaged alumni like y'all.
Yeah, there's a few hundred students plus many, many members of the class of 2023 who just graduated and are awaiting their bar results.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Hannah, for that lovely update on the online network. And also, again, I just wanted to echo Meredith's thoughts. It's like incredible to see what you've done in such a short amount of time with this, with the network. And for folks tuning in, we really, again, want to make sure that we get folks onto the network. It is the future, is what we're going to be using to get folks in our groups engaged and energized. And there's a lot of cool, unique things that you can do on this online network that, you know, is kind of a one-stop shop. So again, congrats, Hannah. And I'm gonna now send it over to my colleague in the cube over from me, Hayden Reynolds, who has done an awesome job on our Giving Tuesday efforts over the last couple of years, standardized a lot of our giving appeals, and he is excited to give y'all an update as chapter leaders about ways we can plug in to Giving Tuesday. So over to you, Hayden.
Hey everybody, happy Halloween. I hope you're having a good day and having some fun with it. This is just a costume. I'm not an angel in real life, of course. I do want to talk to you about Giving Tuesday and the way that our chapters and affinity groups, you all can be a part of it. It is a internationally recognized day of giving at this point, and so that gives a leg up. Your family and friends and your supporters are already expecting to be called upon to give that day, and so this year we want to encourage you all to set up a page for yourselves and join our Giving Tuesday efforts. I have a screen to share here that Charles is going to share for me. That just gives you a little bit of kind of an overview of where we've been at the last couple of years. This will be my third Giving Tuesday that I'm sorry, it'll be my second Giving Tuesday that I've participated in, that I've led. It'll be my fifth Giving Day overall. We also do a Giving Day for Spring Week. In 2021, we raised as a school $250,000, which was pretty amazing on Giving Tuesday. And last year we raised $265,000. So until the school is, the community of the school is very much behind Giving Tuesday. So it is a day in which if your chapter or affinity group has a fund or a center or a program or a scholarship or a student organization that you'd really like to support, it's a day to build a page and start generating funds for that particular group. You know, I have a few listed here, a handful of the ones that we do, but there's of course many, many programs at the school that all need funding. And it can go for things like bar prep support or bridge fellowships, first generation student programs, LEOPS, any of the student organizations that you as a affinity group might be affiliated with. It's a great day to raise some funds for them. The giving site, it's November 28th is Giving Tuesday. It's always the Tuesday following the Thanksgiving holiday. So put that on your calendars. We're of course going to be sending out a whole bunch of emails and reminders leading up to that. And we will specifically send out an email to you all with instructions on how you can make a page and some further guidance about that. And we hope that you'll take advantage of the opportunity to raise some money for our very deserving groups and funds and organization that our campus supports. That's really it for my pitch. I don't have too much to say. I wonder if people might have any questions about Giving Tuesday or our efforts in that direction.
me again, not a question, but a huge shout out to you, Hayden. When we first started Giving Tuesday, in 2019, we raised a whopping, I think it was $50,000. And we were like, man, we really killed it. Like, we really are doing great things. And the hiring of Hayden and his annual giving experience and leadership, I mean, those numbers are staggering. And that is because of Hayden's leadership and effort every single year. He also took on our UC Law Day of Giving. And so Hayden is an absolute pro and professional at raising money, and it's clear by those numbers. So Hayden, it just brings me so much joy, and I'm just so proud of what you have created in our annual giving program and our giving days. Awesome job.
Thank you, Meredith.
Looks like we got a question. Maria, go ahead.
Hi, yeah, no, thanks so much for this. I'm really excited, and it sounds like, so we as individual chapters or affinity groups, what I'm hearing is that we're going to get instructions to help set up our own giving page, and then we can decide what to include as far as where the giving will go towards, like if it will go for like general fund versus, you know, maybe for like the student orgs, etc. So we can set up the menu, or will it be pre-filled for us?
Yes, we'll send you instructions how to set up your own giving page. We're not going to pre-fill them just because there's a large amount of groups to do that for. So we just want to make sure the groups that are wanting to do it are the ones that create pages for themselves. And yeah, you can designate wherever you want that money to go to. So like, I know you support the student group as well, you know, so you can make it go to the student group. You could put it into, you know, any of the other funds or scholarships that are available, and you'll just tell us that, you know, that either through your funding page, we'll read it there, or we'll follow up with you after the event to say, where would you like this to go?
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds really exciting, because I know I had gotten some inquiries about a giving day, and I think the one that I'm more familiar with is the one in the spring. But yeah, I don't know that the chapters themselves were involved last year. So I think this is really exciting, and it will help streamline, I think, our planning efforts for when is the next best time to like put out a call for alums to be engaged in giving. I like to do my giving at the end of the year, so I'm excited to do it.
And I'll be sending you some mail about giving at the end of the year as well. So.
Yeah, for those stragglers. It's me on December 31st.
Anytime you get a piece of mail from us that's asking you for money, it's coming from me.
Thanks, Hayden.
But yes, you know, the great thing about Giving Tuesday, and especially Giving Tuesday, is that it is internationally recognized. So the people that you would be asking to support whatever, you know, fund you're supporting, they're already primed. Everybody kind of knows that that's a day that their friends and family are going to be asking them to support things. So, you know, we get to use that whole international campaign to support the giving that we're asking for as well.
Hi, Hayden. Paul here. I have a question, you know, and it's maybe it's more the messaging, because, you know, now we have this academic village where we have not just Hastings students, but we have students from, what is it, USF and maybe other places.
Mm-hmm.
When talking to other alumni about it, there continues to be some confusion, even within myself, is that when I give to the University of Hastings, is that fund going in and supporting students from USF, you know, they're, you know, through subsidized housing or whatever it is, or is there a you know, a clear line on the budget that, yeah, what we give is just supporting university, just not Hastings, but, you know, UCSF students?
That's a great question, and I 100% don't have the correct answer for that. As far as I know, anything that's given to UC Law SF, formerly UC Hastings, stays within UC Law SF. Particularly if you are designating your fund to LEOP or first generation program or general scholarships, the only place where there might be an overlap, and it wouldn't be supporting any students directly or any of the other schools directly, but it might be supporting the buildings.
Right.
Would
Right.
be the annual fund, would be the unrestricted funds. But if in your designations you restrict your gift to a particular place, then it's 100% going to that group or fund or program or center here at the school.
Right. Right. I realize that the housing is very expensive in San Francisco, so subsidizing housing for the students. Before it was just UCSF. Now it's kind of a group, professors and students from outside of UCSF. Okay.
That's a great
Can I
question, though.
address that? Can I address that?
Sure.
Okay, so just by way of background, many of you know me, but I've sat on the UC Hastings, now the UCSF Foundation Board of Trustees for 22 years or so. I've heard David Sewell's reports. I've seen the analysis of all the different giving programs that the university has. So it's on that basis that I offer these comments, and that is that all the money that's contributed to the various funds by alums goes directly to UC Law San Francisco, formerly known as UC Hastings. There's no bleed over to supporting facilities. No donated money goes to support facilities. They're different funds that come from the state, that come from tuition, that come from, for example, rents of McAllister Tower and so forth. But all the giving funds, all the donated funds, none of them go to facilities, and none of them benefit any other entity than UC Law San Francisco and generally, and then specific funds for their specific purposes for the benefits of students and programs.
Thank you very much, Timothy, for answering that question for us.
And if David Sewell were on this call, I'm only quoting him, so he'd agree with me.
Yeah, I would echo that, Jane Pandel. I've been also on the board for many years, and there's a bright line of demarcation, even if it goes into the general fund, if it's a donation from a UC Law, formerly Hastings alumni member or student, it's just used at the law school.
Thank you, Jane.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions about Giving Tuesday or annual giving? Oh. All right, thank you. I'll turn it back over to Charles.
Thanks so much, Hayden. Really excited for Giving Tuesday. I'm a big Giving Tuesday fan. So, everyone on this call, be ready because it's going to be really exciting. It's going to be our probably one of our biggest and most impactful Giving Tuesdays ever. Tell your friends about it. Tell your colleagues about it. Tell your firms about it. Tell your classmates about it as well. Let's get involved. This is a big day. And it just shows the strength in numbers that we have when we all are together on Giving Tuesday as well. All right, well, any last questions at all about anything here? I'm seeing a new message. Yeah, that's right, strength in numbers. There we go.
Can't have a call without a sports reference, right? Charles, is there a save the date for the holiday party for San Francisco yet?
San Francisco chapter, we're working on a final date. Raul, David, and I. That event will most likely be off campus. We were thinking we're going to be able to do it on campus, but because of finals, we're going to move it off campus.
Awesome.
I will let you know as soon as we have it. It should be the second week of December, most likely. Yeah.
Awesome. And are we having another call before the end of the year?
We will not have another call before the end of the year. We'll have one in the beginning of 2024. But if you want to
I just wanted to wish everyone
us,
a happy holidays. So yeah, looking forward to connecting with people during the holiday parties. I know that we were thinking of doing one and we decided not to because, you know, there's so many different holiday parties going on for the affinity groups. Like I'm part of the Minority Bar Coalition of the San Francisco Bay Area, which by the way, we have our annual Unity Awards next Thursday at Golden Gate Law. Hopefully we can bring it back to UC Law since it used to happen at UC Law at the old LBM. Got to give a shout out to the LBM. It's one of my favorite spaces ever. But yeah, we're looking forward to connecting with folks, and happy holidays to you in 2024.
Awesome, Maria. Thank you for that. And this is what Maria was just saying, and her comments is exactly what we want on these calls. So keep sharing on here in the messages, or if anyone wants to share anything in their own locale that they want others to be involved with. You know, I want everyone on here to be friends with each other, work off of each other, work with each other, take event ideas off of each other. That's why we have these calls, to inspire enthusiasm as a team, as a group, because we're all one team moving towards the common goal here. And then I just wanted to say, just final recap of the day here. Just again, a few things from our office to remember. Most emails are coming from that alumni at uclawsf.edu, to remember that. Number two, we're finalizing the pilot program to invite all of your members onto the Graduate online network platform. Hannah and I are going to be doing that. The first group that's actually going to be the pilot program for that is the Latinx Alumni Council. So thank you, Maria, for your wonderful message that you'll be sending, or I'll be sending on there, that you've helped craft. And then thirdly, if you have an event that you want to get up and going, please let me know as soon as possible, because I would love to get it up and running. The quicker that and sooner that we have the date, the easier it is for us to get our work together, and to make sure that everything's good to go. So I just want to say thank you again. It's really a pleasure to do this kind of work with everyone on here. It's a team effort, and I hope that you feel the same way. I certainly do. It's an honor to be able to sit here every day in this office and do this work with y'all. So any further comments, questions?
Thank you guys so much for your help and your dedication. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Tracy. I appreciate you back. Perfect, everybody. Well, happy Halloween. Maria, you have the best costumes, so obviously you win a special prize. I'm not sure what it is, but we'll talk soon.
You know what? These are my ladybug ears, but I almost want to go bring my devil ears so that I could be like the devil and the angel thing with Hayden. But yeah. And then I'm thinking maybe next year I'll be the UC Law Shark. So work on that.
Yeah, so the question is it mostly trick or mostly treat tonight? And either answer is fine.
Only treats in the house for me.
All right, everybody. Thank you.
I'm going tonight as a process server. I'm serving papers everywhere I go.
Oh, that's tricks right there.
Thanks, everyone.
Take care. Thank you, everybody. Have a nice day.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.